2012 marked the start of the Chinese Year of the Dragon. Usually Chinese New Year is full of festivities and time spent with family. But two men with very different lives couldn't spend Chinese New Year with their wives and children. One of them is Gao Zhisheng. In 2001, Gao Zhisheng was named one of China's top 10 lawyers by China's Ministry of Justice. But his work on sensitive human rights cases later brought him to the attention of the authorities. His work involved defending religious minorities such as Christians in the underground house churches and practitioners of Falun Gong, a modern popular spiritual movement in China. After numerous death threats in 2006, Gao was abducted by the Chinese secret police. He emerged after being severely tortured for 54 days. His memoirs were published soon after. In them, Gao criticised the Chinese Communist Party for using what he called the most savage, most immoral and most illegal means to torture our mothers, torture our wives, torture our children and to torture our brothers and sisters. Gao's wife and children fled to the USA, where his wife continues to speak about his situation. Gao's story is far from over, as he currently serves a 3-year prison sentence. His wife, Geng He, spoke to CSW recently.
When I was back in China, I was very frightened. Every day there were many policemen surrounding us, and we had to take the police car to school. I began to wonder if my husband did the right thing. I had no contact with others except the policemen. I was really frightened then. After I fled China and came here, I felt really warm in my heart. The support and love that's been given to me has made me realise that my husband did the right thing. And indeed, he is very brave.
Imprisoned not so far away from Gao Zhisheng, Alim Yamiti is another example of China's patchy religious freedom record. In the far west of China, Alim was working for a British company when he was arrested and sentenced for revealing state secrets or intelligence to overseas organisations, and sentenced to 15 years in prison. But a UN working group on arbitrary detention described Alim's detention to be solely because of his faith. An appeal was rejected in 2010, and Alim remains in prison to this day. A Chinese delegation to the UN stated that there were over 100 million religious believers in China. However, more realistic estimates suggest that in the house churches alone there are upwards of 40 million to over 100 million worshippers. China has 5 officially recognised religions: Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Protestantism and Catholicism. Anyone with a belief outside these 5 are automatically illegal. Registration is therefore a necessary part of life for faith groups. For Protestants, many unofficial house churches can operate freely with little interference from the authorities. But in other areas, unofficial churches have been harassed or fined, have had their meetings dispersed, property confiscated, buildings destroyed and leaders detained. In some cases, worshippers have been tortured or imprisoned. Dozens of underground Catholic bishops have experienced imprisonment, house arrest or strict surveillance. And in the western Xinjiang region, where 8 million Muslims live, there have been severe authority crackdowns. Another prominent spiritual movement called Falun Gong has 500,000 to 1 million practitioners in prison at any given time. In 1999, after a mass peaceful gathering of Falun Gong practitioners in Tiananmen Square, the Chinese government banned the movement, labelling it an evil cult. This label under Chinese law opens them up to extremely harsh treatment from the authorities. There is something you can do about this. You can email your MEP. Ask them to raise the issue of human rights defenders with the EU's High Representative for Foreign Affairs, Baroness Ashton. Ask for human rights to become central to the EU's discussions with China. You can do it with the help of CSW's website. Thanks for watching.